Hello, my name is Mr. Football, aka Soccer, back with another banger where we will discuss all things football, soccer for my American and Australian listeners. Welcome to my podcast. The African Cup of Nations has been an exciting tournament. I got 3 of the 4 weekend game predictions correct, the exception being Guinea versus Guinea Bissau, where I picked Guinea Bissau to win. Angola made light work of Namibia. Their goalie, Neblu, received a red card in the 17th minute for handling the ball outside the 18-yard box when a Namibian player tried to lob him. Namibia were also reduced to 10 men when Hokungo received a red card as well in the 40th minute in the first half. Angola were leading 2-0 by halftime, and the match was effectively over at that point. More space was available since it was 10 versus 10. Gelson scored 2 goals for Angola, and Mabulu added a third in the second half. Nigeria's Super Eagles defeated the indomitable Lions of Cameroon 2-0. Osimhen had no goals, but he had an improved performance. Chased down the opponents, denied them time and space, and played with a hunger and desire which we've been expecting from him. Well done to him. Coach went with a 3-4-3 formation. I predicted 10 out of the 11 players in the starting lineup, with the exception being Iwobi. Alex Iwobi coming in place of Yusuf, who was injured. This was by far the best match by Nigeria in the tournament so far. Second half substitutions for Nigeria included Kenneth Omeruo, Paul Onyeachu, and Francis Uzoho, who replaced the injured number 1 Nigerian goalie, Wambali. The Super Eagles have only conceded 1 goal in 4 matches, and they also scored more than 1 goal for the first time in 4 matches. Cameroon tried to play the long diagonal ball to try to catch the Super Eagles out of formation, but the defenders were resolute. As usual, Calvin Bassey, Ola Aina did their jobs, and the wingers were very good, especially Lookman, who was the man of the match. Now, despite Cameroon introducing their talisman Vincent Abubakar, who by the way did not look match fit, it did not change the outcome of the match. Cameroon had 0 shots on target in the whole match, so that says a lot about the resoluteness of the Nigerian defense. Nigeria scored with 2 of their 4 shots on target. Cameroon had more possession, and Nigeria defended in low blocks, with Osimhen also tracking back and making himself available as an outlet for attack. There was a lengthy delay due to an injury to the Nigerian goalkeeper Nwambali. The referees need to do a better job protecting the players. This was the second incident involving a Cameroonian player unnecessarily fouling the goalkeeper Stanley Nwambali, who may not be fit for the match against Angola, so it's touch and go. Nigeria had a goal ruled out for offside when Ola Aina had what looked like his first goal of the tournament. Thankfully, it did not affect the outcome of the match. Ademola Lookman scored both goals for Nigeria in the 36th minute, which was the first half, and 90th minute towards the end of the match, respectively. The first goal he scored was a 1-2 play with Victor Osimhen, who took the ball off the Cameroon defender, went in on goal, and squared the ball to Ademola Lookman. The second came after an intricate move down the left side where Alex Iwobi exchanged passes with Calvin Bassey, and Ademola Lookman made himself available for the return ball. And as I mentioned, he got the Man of the Match award, deservedly so. The whole team did a brilliant job. They nullified all the Cameroonian threats. And in the third match, Equatorial Guinea versus Guinea, this was the game I had predicted a victory for Equatorial Guinea. Nsue missed a penalty for Guinea in the 69th minute. He was born in Spain and wears the number 10 jersey and captains his country. He hit the outside of the post with his spot kick. If that ball had gone in, I don't see Guinea coming back from that. However, it's goals scored that matter. And the striker Bayo scored for Guinea with a header after a nice build-up play down the right wing and connected with a bullet header off a cross with 2 minutes to go in the match. This sent the Guinean fans into dreamland, and the stadium erupted in ecstasy. Equatorial Guinea's task was made more difficult when Bikoro received a red card in the 55th minute. Football is a game of margins. Most of the Equatorial Guinea players were distraught at the final whistle, understandably so, but they can leave the tournament with their heads held high. They acquitted themselves very well and won over a lot of admirers of football. Egypt versus Congo ended up in a 1-1 stalemate. and the match ended up going to penalties. No one could score in extra time. Elisa had scored for Democratic Republic of Congo off an assist by the EPL Brentford player, Wissa. Mohamed had scored the equalizer for Egypt in the 46th minute in the first half. Sharaf received a red card for Egypt in the 97th minute. Democratic Republic of Congo finally won 8-7 on penalties. Almost every player had a go. Both sides missed their second penalties, taken by Mohamed for Egypt, who had the equalizer in the match coincidentally, and Maswaku for the Democratic Republic of Congo, who ballooned his ball to Rosie in the stadium. Both teams were level 4-4 after 5 penalties. The Egyptian goalkeeper Abu Gabal missed his penalty, crashing the ball off the post, and the winning penalty was scored by the goalkeeper of Democratic Republic of Congo, Mpasi, cool as a cucumber in the freezer. Slotted that ball in, no pressure. Nicely taken penalty. Any striker would have been proud of it. I had predicted an upset, and that's exactly what happened. Egypt are out. Now, in Monday's matches, Cape Verde versus Mauritania, Cape Verde scored via a penalty in the 88th minute towards the end of the match by Mendes to win the match. Cape Verde had 4 shots on target, and Mauritania had no shots on target, 0. Cape Verde dominated possession and passing, and I had predicted a Cape Verde win, which is exactly what happened. In the next match, Senegal versus the host nation's Ivory Coast. Senegal started the match on a strong footing, taking an early goal with an assist from Sadio Mane, keeping the ball in play down the left flank and crossing for Diallo, who showed great control, expertly chesting the ball before unleashing a rocket of a shot, which very few keepers in the world would have stopped. The goal was early in the match in the 3rd minute. Ivory Coast grew into the match. Even Aurier, the ex-Tottenham Hotspur player, almost got a goal towards the end of the match with a shot from outside the box. Senegal, however, were made to pay for their poor finishing. They were not able to add a second goal, which would have effectively seen off Ivory Coast. Pepe, the ex-Arsenal player, managed to get a penalty late in the match in the 85th minute. Ivory Coast were minutes away from elimination. We've been here before. The pressure and the weight of the country's expectations were on the shoulders of the players. To think a week ago, same scenario, on the brink of elimination, and other results allowed them to qualify with just 3 points. You just couldn't make this stuff up. There will be partying nonstop, celebrating Ivory Coast's victory over Senegal. The teams were even in the penalty shootout. The only miss was by a Senegalese defender, Wakatewo, who hit the post with their 3rd penalty. Casey scored the winning penalty for Cameroon, sending the fans wild in ecstasy and euphoria. My heart goes out to Senegal, who on paper looked to outclass the hosts and make it to at least the semifinals, if not the finals. It just wasn't meant to be. I had gone for a Senegal win, as most people did. So there you have it, 2 shocks and surprises. The holders Senegal are out, and we will have a new African Nations Cup champion in 2024. In the last match, Morocco versus South Africa, this was another prediction I got wrong. The game could have ended up so much differently. The game was goalless at halftime. South Africa played a good first half, and they were not intimidated by the opposition. Morocco did not take advantage of their chances, which proved to be the difference in the game. South Africa scored in the second half in the 57th minute with a goal by their striker, Magopa, who beat the offside trap and slotted the ball neatly underneath the Moroccan and advancing goalkeeper. To add insult to injury, Amrabat, the current Manchester United player, picked up a red card towards the end of the match after a VAR review overturning the original decision. Hakimi missed a penalty for Morocco awarded in the 82nd minute after another VAR review, which took several minutes. He crashed his shot against the post. South Africa put the game to bed in the 95th minute, deep into injury time, with Mokoena scoring a well-placed free kick Roberto Carlos would have been proud of. Clinical and precision. Overall, I got 5 out of the 8 predictions right for the teams to win. The quarterfinals take place on Friday, February the 2nd, at 11 a.m. Central Time, with Nigeria's Super Eagles taking on Palancas Negras of Angola. I'm going for a Super Eagles victory. In team news, Yusuf is back in training for Nigeria, so that's excellent. I would insert him in the starting lineup and replace Iwobi with him. Keep the same team that beat Cameroon, barring that one change. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, Nigeria's goalkeeper, Nwabali, who has been outstanding throughout this tournament, is being monitored for fitness and hoping to be able to man the post in the match against Angola. Will he be match fit? Will Coach Prezero opt for the same 3-4-3 formation? Will he include any of the fringe players who haven't played a minute yet? Iheanacho, Mofi, Ojo, Musa, etc.? Can Nigeria dare to dream of lifting the African Nations Cup for a fourth time? It seems it's theirs to lose with many of the contenders like Senegal, Morocco, and Egypt already out. Democratic Republic of Congo take on Guinea at 2 p.m. Central Time. I'm going for DR Congo victory. Now, I'm going to be honest, y'all. It's a toss-up for me. This is going to be a closely contested match. Most people would not have predicted the current quarterfinalists. Shout out to @Tumblr for making me aware that none of the quarterfinalists in 2024 were at this same stage in 2021. And those countries back then consisted of Tunisia, Burkina Faso, Senegal, Equatorial Guinea, Gambia, Cameroon, Egypt, and Morocco. Most of them fell like a pack of cards. Thank you for the statistics. Keep it coming. On Saturday, February the 3rd, Mali take on host Ivory Coast at 11 a.m. Central Time. Can the host nations do it again? This is a tough one to call. It's anyone's game to win. I'm giving it to the host Ivory Coast for a win. And Cape Verde battles South Africa at 2 p.m. Central Time. I'm going for a South Africa win. They seem to be coming together at the right time. They play a very, very balanced game, strong in defense, midfield, and attack. Now, it's interesting to note, of all the teams still left in the tournament, none of them finished with 9 points. The highest group stage points left are 7 by Nigeria, Angola, and Cape Verde, respectively. The semifinals are slated for Wednesday, February the 7th at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. respectively. The third place match is on Saturday, February 10th, at 2 p.m. Central Time. And the final is on Sunday, February 11th at 2 p.m. Central Time. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe on all social media platforms. It's Mr. Football, aka Soccer, signing off. Make it a good day.